Okay, so let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten home after a long day at work, Saturday down on the couch, and suddenly realized, wait, where did the evening go? You start off with good intentions, thinking you'll get some things done, maybe catch up on a hobby, or even just relax, but then, nothing happens. You find yourself scrolling mindlessly on your phone, or binge watching something you don't even care about. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there. Hey, I'm not judging. I've wasted countless evenings doing absolutely nothing productive, and it felt like I was in this endless loop of wasted time. But here's the thing, you got tired of it. I started making small changes, and slowly, my evenings turned into the most valuable part of my day. Nah, I'm not saying I've mastered this whole productive, after-work life thing, but let me tell you, it's a total game changer when you start using your evenings the right way. So today, I want to share with you 8 things I did to stop wasting my evenings after work and how you can do the same. Trust me, if you stick with me, you'll leave this video feeling motivated to turn your evenings into something you actually look forward to. It's time to stop letting your evenings slip away into nothingness. Let's get into it. Okay, the first thing I did might seem pretty simple, but it's honestly something that makes a huge difference. I stopped making work my default activity after hours. For the longest time, I would come home, and because my mind was still in work mode, I'd jump right back into emails or start thinking about what I didn't get done today. And, let's be honest, after a long day, who really wants to do more work? But what happens is, you end up staying in this constant loop of stress and productivity. And that leaves zero room for actual relaxation or personal time. I had to break that cycle. Nah, when I get home, I make it a point to not even glance at my work emails for at least the first 30 minutes. This little break is everything. It helps me reset and shift my focus from work to my personal life. And trust me, it's easier than you think. It's about setting boundaries and respecting your own time. Next up, I made a habit of planning my evening ahead of time. I know, planning sounds like it's counterintuitive to relishing, but hear me out. I used to get home with this vague idea of I'll do something fun or productive tonight, and end up scrolling through my phone, or randomly jumping into tasks that didn't feel fulfilling at all. Nah, I take a few minutes in the morning to think about 1 or 2 things I'd love to do after work, whether it's reading a chapter of a book, working on a side project, or even just preparing a healthy dinner. By giving myself a little direction, I don't waste time trying to figure out what to do. I just dive in, and honestly, it works. The evening feels so much more intentional now, and I don't feel like I'm just wandering around waiting for something to happen. Here's one you might not expect. He started saying no more. It's not just about saying no to other people, though. I had to start saying no to myself, too. Like, no to the idea of staying on my phone for hours, no to getting caught up in pointless distractions, and no to just one more episode of whatever show I was watching. I realized that the more I let myself get lost in those little distractions, the more my evening would slip away without me accomplishing anything that actually mattered. Setting boundaries with myself felt like the hardest thing at first, but once I got the hang of it, I felt so much more in control. I know it sounds harsh, but it's liberating to have that control over your own time. Nah, here's something I bet a lot of you can relate to. I made exercise part of my evening routine, and I'm not talking about a crazy intense workout that leaves me exhausted. No, for me, it's something simple and relaxing, like yoga, stretching, or even a quick 20-minute walk. Why did I start doing this? Because when you come home from a long day, it's easy to just sit down and sink into the couch, right? But doing something physical, even for a short amount of time, helps release all the pent-up stress and tension from work. It also boosts my mood and gives me energy, which means I'm ready to actually get things done when I'm done with my workout. And let me tell you, those little bursts of energy make all the difference. Suddenly, the evening feels full of possibility instead of a waiting-for-it countdown. Alright, here's a big one. I started incorporating a hobby into my evenings. This was a game changer for me. It didn't have to be anything huge, just something that felt fun and creative. For me, it was writing and sketching. But it could be anything that excites you: learning a new language, painting, photography, or even playing an instrument. The key here is doing something that brings you joy and takes your mind off the grind of the day. Trust me, hobbies are a great way to nourish your soul after a stressful workday. You'd be amazed at how good it feels to give yourself permission to just play again. It's a huge part of building a fulfilling evening. And on top of that, doing something creative or personal in the evenings really helps you disconnect from the workday and feel like you're living life on your own terms. Another key change I made was setting a wind-down routine. Nah, this isn't the same as a morning routine, but it's just as important. I used to fall into bed exhausted from the day and find myself wide awake an hour later, thinking about work or feeling like I hadn't truly rested. So, I created a bedtime ritual, something that calms me down before I sleep. Whether it's reading a book, taking a warm bath, or listening to calming music, this routine helps signal to my brain that it's time to let go of everything and truly unwind. I can't even tell you how much better I sleep since I started this. It's like my mind finally gets the message. Alright, time to chill. And finally, I started reflecting on my evening every day. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a simple journal entry, or a mental check-in to ask myself, what went well today? What could I improve tomorrow? This reflection gives me the chance to celebrate the little wins, and also learn from the evenings that didn't go as planned. It's a gentle way of holding myself accountable without beating myself up. And you know what? It helps me stay focused on what really matters in my life. So, there you have it, 8 things I did to stop wasting my evenings after work and actually start using the time in a way that feels good. Nah, it's your turn. I know it's not always easy, but by making small changes, you'll be amazed at how much more fulfilling your evenings can be. Take it one step at a time and start creating an evening routine that leaves you feeling motivated and ready for the next day. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and leave me a comment letting me know what's one thing you're going to change about your evenings. Let's talk about it. See you in the next one.